That's not much the tail. There you go. Let him go. Let him go.
Heck yeah. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of WB Dynamite Fishing. This week we're going to try something a little different. As we do every week, we tweak the videos just a little bit. We're trying to get an edge on people viewing. Got a few suggestions in for some of my videos. I'm trying to take notice of those, so we're going to try to adjust just a tiny bit. What we're going to do this week is we're going to push out two videos. We're going to try to push out one today, Tuesday, and then again Thursday. Tuesdays are going to be my tackle talk days. We're going to give them the name of tackle talk because it just fits in, where we take a time to sit down, talk about what we're using setup wise, anything equipment wise. And then Thursdays I like to be able to post my fishing trips regardless of talking, naming lakes or whatnot. I'm going to try to do a little bit more of that some of the time, but being able to get those trips on my channel are a little important to me as well. But I want to be able to hit some viewers, and that's a suggestion I've been given, is to include more about what I'm using and what we're doing, where we've been and what we've done to catch those fish a little bit better. And that's what I'm trying to do by doing this tackle talk. I'll try to incorporate a little bit more of my fishing trips as well, and that's what we're trying to change. So I'm going to push out two episodes, one of tackle talk, which is simply equipment talk of what we're going through, stuff that could be used, stuff that I personally like, stuff that I've came across that I haven't liked but I've used currently, and then Thursdays it'll be a full bonanza fishing trip, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, and different. And if in weeks to come I get to where I can't fish or something one week, then I'll at least be able to push out information on Tuesdays, and Thursdays will just be left wide open. I can figure something out to do for them, or I can leave them blank. But I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Enjoy this episode. Very productive today, but we got a little setup we want to go across here. We're going to talk about having a lineup of rods. If you got at least two rods, you can build a small lineup there. I got about 8 in the boat today, so I got an 8-rod lineup. In the early morning, I'll stick with 2 to 3 rod lineup because I got 2 top waters all work depending on where I'm at. The one I had luck on this morning was this old popping frog. Worked real good. I got a walking bait here. My 2 top waters I started out with this morning. As the day changes, I'll get away from those and pull out some of the other rods and use them. But all I planned for was an 8-rod lineup, which makes it simple. And I got a wacky rig set up, which if you watched my last episode, you know all about it. That's for missing, that's my finesse, going back in after the fish that I missed. If that's not working, then I do have a Texas strip worm set up too, because some fish just prefer it that way. Another thing I got, if I'm moving along, I ain't getting bites for a while, I got a couple of crankbaits set up. The main one I'm throwing is KVD square bill. See the color on here. It's got a little shad silver color to it. I'll show it to you. Little shad silver color to it. Nothing serious. Little blue line, yellow line through it. A little low light situation. Still a little natural color for this place. It's got some shad in it, so it'll shine for them a little bit. That's something I'll keep throwing throughout the day because it's got a little natural color to it. I might throw on a different square bill. I also have a deep running square bill, which I ran for a little bit. If I'm hitting some covered covered workings, some covered brush, some deep brush, anything that I see fish on, we'll go with that. But I don't typically pick it up. But so you got a 4-rod lineup. I'll start with my top water, depending on the area. The top water, I got 2 different ones because it's top water time of the year. I'll be running that walking bait or that popping frog. So 2 different good top water baits. If I get hit with them, then I'm going back in after them with a finesse, which is my wacky rig preferred this morning. And then my 4, one to just get along if we ain't hitting good bites, hitting good stride, have some open water, then I'm throwing a square bill crankbait, which gets me moving, keeps me going. Confidence in every one of these lures. But today has been a rough day, so this rod lineup has worked for me. But if you have something different to throw, you can kind of figure out what the fish are thinking. I hadn't really figured that out this morning, but we figured out one of them. But it's essential to have you a good rod lineup, a few different baits to throw, so that you're not just throwing one thing hoping that one fish will bite. If I sat there and threw a frog all day, I'd probably wear myself out and probably catch 2 or 3 fish and be done with it if I was lucky. But with the square bill, the other top water bait there, and then something finesse to get back in after them, which you absolutely have to have. If you don't have something finesse to go back in after them, then you're probably wasting your time with top water. You got to have that set up. So the best thing to start with is what you got confidence in. Have something you maybe don't have something that you maybe don't have confidence in lined up first. Throw it for a while. Maybe it'll be something that the fish want. And then once you lose that, once nothing's biting it, or you just lose all the confidence in it, then throw something you got confidence in throwing regardless of what it is. It don't have to be top water first. It don't have to be a crankbait or a wacky rig. It don't have to be what I have set up exactly, but you can have some sort of setup that gives you confidence in what you're throwing. If you're not throwing confident at first, that's okay, because guess what, your second rod should be your confidence rod. Just like the frog rod, I have full confidence in my frog. I've caught several fish on it this year. Not that particular frog, but I have confidence in it enough that I threw it a lot today, actually quite a bit. So I didn't get to work through my whole lineup. We're about to hit the rest of this, and we're gonna break out a different lineup, which will be a little slower fishing, a little deeper crankbaits, wacky rig, Texas rig worm, switching it up just a little bit. Gonna get. All right, guys, we're out here early morning. We're talking about lineups. Your rod lineup, your reel lineup, and your bait lineup. This morning, I am working with a 4-rod lineup. I only brought 4 rods with me. That's insane. Who does that? Normally like at a 7 or 8 rod minimum, but this morning I'm hoping for a good top water bite. So I got a Pad Crasher Junior on there. I got me a popper ready to roll. Anytime I can change those top waters out, I will if they ain't biting it. I got a fluke rod and I got a crankbait. We got a freaking weird little lineup, but we're hoping for a quick bite this morning. We'll see how it goes. All right, folks, so we've talked about a bunch of different lineups for this episode. Today I went out with my crankbait popper, fluke, and frog, my 4-rod lineup, and caught about 10 fish. Everything but the frog caught a fish. It's nice to have a lineup that you're confident with, but don't be scared to throw in something you're not confident with. Always keep something with confidence, but don't be scared to throw something in there that you're not super confident with. Depending on the time of the year and the place you're at, you can use it. Overall, you have to have something else to go to, whether it's another rod or something else you can tie on. It's nice to at least have 2 rods. Today I only brought out 4 to show you don't got to have 15, 20 rods in the boat, or even 7 or 8, which is what I normally take out. So you guys take that information and use it as much as you can. If you need any more information, leave a comment and I'll get back to it. If not, then good luck with what I've given you. Hope you guys are wearing them out, and like and subscribe. See y'all next time. You just